this is going to be the state of the game as far as Destiny is concerned by a person who is obscenely drunk. I've drinking a lot of this bottle. Uh, but I've heard, fuck, Jesus Christ. I'm sure you've heard this opinion, or the opinions of 1,000 different fuckheads who have decided that they can shed their light on the matter. Uh, or not a lot of drunken dipshits, but you've probably heard a lot of opinions from some assholes around the community. Not assholes, but you've definitely heard some opinions from some people thrown around the community where they feel like they need to add their 2 cents to the entire situation. Uh, I feel like it is finally my time as somebody who is not only part of the community, but part of the community extremely hard. Uh, I've been part of Destiny since Taken King, around there. I grew up watching my dad play the original beta for Destiny 1. I'm freshly 19 years old, so watching this entire course, this journey throughout the course of my life, I've been watching Destiny unfold. Uh, being such a young kid and watching Destiny from the lens of nostalgia, at least, I have a lot of fondness for this game. I've grown up playing it. I've pretty much spent almost the better part of almost 2 years in Destiny 2 alone. I have a metric fuck ton of hours for an actual like student, and as well as someone who's moderately contributing in society. I won't say working in food is the best. Again, drunk ramblings, my apologies. But let's get to the matter at hand, the state of the game. State of the game is dog shit. The easiest way to like talk about it is just it's terrible. Festival of the Lost is a dud, even though they offered the supreme memento, the lost memento, the Twilight keepsake. Is dog shit. Nobody really wants it. The few people that do have it don't really care for it, just because, I have it on 2 weapons currently, which I will show off now. But I have it on 2 weapons, and if you look at either one of the weapons, I do not care for the Twilight keepsake. Yeah, it's an all black shader, but who gives a shit, right? You can do that with plenty of shaders in the game. And on top of that, with all the layoffs that have happened, I know you guys have heard a million different things about stupid motherfucking layoffs. You've heard the best opinions, you've heard the worst opinions, you've heard opinions that don't fucking matter, which would be ones like mine. My opinion doesn't mean jack shit. I'm gonna say that real. I'm gonna say that now. My opinion doesn't mean jack fucking all. Like I said, I do have the Headless Horror, the Lost Memento on this as well. But the layoffs, in my opinion, I don't have any room to speak on them, just because they're not my field whatsoever. I've been playing the game. I don't know any like corporate inside information, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do. But with the state of the game of what's going on now, it's bad. Like, no one's playing Festival of the Lost. No one's playing any of the core game modes. Everyone's still dogs on Gambit, which really makes me sad. I have a Gambit tattoo because of how much I used to love Gambit back when it was a 3 rounds instead of just the one. I loved Gambit. I loved Gambit and everything that it was about. The whole gambling aspect. I was a person who really loved, what was it? Prison of Elders. So having a PvE activity also meld a little bit with PvP was kind of my shit, especially when it first launched. But that's not the point that I'm trying to drive home here. The layoffs. A lot of them happened due to pre-order sales not meeting expectations. And you wonder why. Lightfall sucked. I'll be straight up and honest. It was hot donkey cheeks. Like it was bad. You had to mid-season patch story missions so that way we understood what the Veil was, which, if I'm being honest, should have been either intermediate missions, like the downtime between the different Lightfall missions. That's what it should have been. But instead you had to patch it in later because every character and their goddamn grandmother, as well as their ghost, knew what the Veil was besides the player. And I know this point has been driven home to death, but you really should have explained what the Veil was during the campaign where it was introduced. Like, if we have this arbitrary MacGuffin that makes no sense, it makes no fucking sense. Like, it's just that simple. Like, if it was introduced to us in the Lightfall expansion, the Veil, and it was not explained upon whatsoever until the season later. And where we got, the whole backstory of the Witness, we got a backstory of a bunch of stuff, but that was all cool and all, but I wish we got it during the Lightfall campaign. Like, I know, spoiler, wow, it's spoiling a game that's 7-8+ years old, but Witness basically, and I know this isn't really a spoiler because everyone in their freaking ghost has seen this, but the Witness was essentially a nation of beings, not even a nation of beings, like an entire planet of a civilization who all just decided that one day they were going to fuse together and enact their plan on the entire universe instead of just their planet. Again, super, super cool idea, but what has the Witness done besides that? They've existed, they've definitely seen some shit, let's be honest. But again, puns aside, but what has the Witness done besides splice up a few Guardian ships and like pulled some strings from the shadows? Like, they aren't a big bad villain, alright? In my opinion, they aren't like interesting in the slightest. They've done some moderately evil stuff. Cool. They've toyed with Oryx, where he had the Taken powers, but now the Witness has the Taken powers. How the fuck does that work? Like, I seriously don't understand how the Witness can just take back the whole Taken property of the ghostly people. Like, I know that sounds completely retarded, but my point being, I don't understand how the Witness can take back the Taken powers that was given to Oryx. Like, does the Witness just have a legion of scions and like phalanxes? Like, I'm sorry, but Oryx has taken entire solar systems, right? Like not solar systems, but he's taken entire like systems of planets. Like, dude is an actual like galaxy killer. All right, he's busted up entire systems of planets, okay, and taken all of the forces from those planets. And the best thing that he can throw at us are a couple of scions with shadow clone jutsu, right? And a few phalanxes that can boop you off an edge. All right? Like that is nothing compared to what we faced before. Like, okay, if I have to be 120% honest, the shit that Oryx took where he had Riven was cool, but we sandbagged that frickin' Ahamkara, okay? A big shape-shifting dragon that we put in a body bag, alright? Like, it meant nothing to us. And I guess the whole point is Herdur were god killers, but if I'm being honest, I don't feel like a god killer, okay? I'm just sitting here, like, slinging nades, and every now and again, hitting the super button, alright? That doesn't feel like a god killer. I'm sorry, I'm getting the hiccups right now. I've been drinking a little too much. But in my opinion, you should not only feel like a god killer, but you should embody that. Like, instead of these crap freaking dungeons where I'm going in and I'm killing a big freaking ogre, okay? Give me like a hive themed dungeon where like I'm killing a big fucking centipede, alright? Give me some shit where I'm fighting like a big scorpion, alright? Have like a scorpion that does like poison ranged attacks. And if you get too close to him, then he swipes at you with his claws. Alright? I'm talking like a big freaking scorpion. There's barely any cover around the map. You're in this big freaking like sandy cave and you're fighting this big freaking scorpion, alright? And then like say as soon as you get done killing that freaking scorpion, right? You move on and you're fighting this who the fuck is this guy? I had drunk rambling. But like say like midway through fighting this freaking scorpion, like after you kill him and shit, then you're on to fighting like this big centipede. Okay? Now hear me out for a minute, because this might honestly tickle some of your fancy. So you're fighting this big freaking centipede. And like midway through the fight, you get this little sandbag bitch to like half health. And afterwards, he pulls out the dick. Okay? And like he busts like say you gotta almost like you have to use Hunter Invis for the centipede, alright? Or like something equivalent to that. So you're using Hunter Invis, you're going all invisible, and you're kiting this big centipede bitch into like fucking walls and whatnot. And you're having to put this guy like you have to lead him into walls, almost like the Bane fight from like the old Arkham, like Batman Arkham games. You gotta lead him into big pillars, and then you can sandbag him for a minute and do like heck of damage to his stomach or like his eye or something, right? Now say, like midway through that fight, it breaks through the arena that you're on, and then afterwards, you just gotta fight this big centipede, and you gotta fight this big mother scorpion, okay? And this is all a dungeon, FYI. There's just boss after boss after boss, alright? You gotta fight this big centipede and this big scorpion, and they're attacking you as best as they can, and midway through the fight, you know, they just say, fuck it, and they just start attacking each other, you know, they collide like midair. They're doing all of this super flashy mumbo jumbo shit that like pulls your attention to them, and they start going ham at each other. Because if you've ever seen a bug fight, you know that they just scream, they move, they're fast, you know. So you get in, you start watching this fight, and they're slashing at just not only you, they're slashing at each other. They're doing very minimal damage to each other, but they're doing heck of damage to you. They're wave attacks that are supposed to be hitting each other. They're just flying across the screen. They're smacking you. They're smacking your fire team. You know, one of your team goes down. You got to rush over to him, pick him up in the middle of all of this chaos. Okay? And that is the main point that I want to get to. The state of the game sucks because there isn't any freaking chaos. Alright? Destiny, at its heart, is supposed to be a story about your character forging his own destiny. Okay? You are supposed to be this god killer of sorts that just absolutely sandbags everything in front of you. Okay? You were supposed to be the slayer of gods by this point. Tell me why I'm not slaying gods anymore. Right? I'm fighting some fallen echo in a dungeon. I'm fighting some big ogre, and then afterwards some captain that's just hoarding a bunch of loot. Or even like I'm fighting a nightmare of Keitel. I'm fighting freaking dreams. Freaking nightmares. Or going against Nezarec, which was one of the easiest contest modes to date. And on top of that, I get it, Crota was hard. But Crota was hard for the sheer fact that they just bumped up enemy aggression and like damage. Which was cool and all. But give me something where it actually feels like I'm slaying a god. Oryx, Crota, Nezarec, all of this BS doesn't feel. Oryx, I will harp back. Oryx felt like I was killing a god. There's a reason that is regarded as one of the most hype moments in Destiny history. Bro was big, bro was mean, bro could slam on a plate and turn you into a pancake, okay? Dude was ruthless. Riven was ruthless. Only 2 teams cleared that mofo in 24 hours. Alright? There are 12 Guardians running around right now with that emblem of 24 hours completed Riven. Give me something like that is always in the game. You want to talk about these layoffs, and I'm harping back to this point. The layoffs happened because there was not enough like profit revenue in the game. All right, that there was Destiny was underperforming, and at the same time, not a lot of pre-order sales for Lightfall, or not Lightfall, but the Final Shape. I wonder why. I wonder why that sentiment is in the game. Lightfall sucked. Okay, let's all be honest with each other for a minute here. Lightfall was a dog shit campaign. It didn't explain anything. It gave us a bunch of new questions to ask right at the end of Destiny's life cycle. Like why pose a bunch of questions right at the end of the game? Makes no sense unless you're trying to arbitrarily continue the game. Which, why would you by this point? The game is already like ran its course. I've played this game for years, and I still know next to nothing about half of these characters. Half of these stories I know nothing about. Like, what happened with the whole, we're gonna talk about Shin Malphur for a while, with the whole Thorn versus Last Word quest. I know nothing. I know nothing about the sacrifices that Cayde 6 had to make. Like, actually in the story. Like, maybe if you read Grimoire cards, yeah, sure, you would know everything about everyone. Maybe. But I don't know a damn thing about the story of this game, and that kind of pains me, as someone who's been playing, or at least watching someone play this game since the beta. I missed when everything was super secretive. Where the whisper mission wasn't something that people could knock out week by week by week. Oh, that shot sucked. But essentially what I'm trying to say is I miss the way Destiny used to be. I miss the way that Destiny used to feel. And the state of the game right now really isn't helping with all that. Because the state of the game feels like the game's fucking dog shit. Like, we had to wait and wait and wait for, I think it was either Witch Queen or Beyond Light. Not Beyond Light. It was either Witch Queen or it was Lightfall that we had to wait freaking, like, an extra, like, almost 2-3 months for. And you wonder why people aren't buying the new expansion. Or are not pre-ordering it. Like, Lightfall gave us a neat pre-order weapon. It gave us Quicksilver Storm, which was basically Vex Mythoclast, but instead of shooting off linear shots, it shot off little freaking micro rockets or little grenade launcher shots, which honestly did damage. Okay, they were chunky on release. Even when it was just the Lightfall, like, pre-order exclusive, it was chunky. It was an exotic worth using. This exotic for the Final Shape is basically just Jotun, but with different flavors. Like, oh no, it's Jotun, but every now and again, it can either be Cool Ranch Jotun, or it can be freaking Monster Jotun. Or Mountain Dew Jotun. Oh no, it's either blue or it's green now, instead of just freaking Code Red. It's so scary, right? I don't honestly know what Bungie's thinking with these ideas that are basically the same as what they used to be, but slightly altered. Like, Bungie is not putting any thought-provoking design into any of these new exotics. Like, give me exotic gauntlets. Like, just straight up gauntlets. Like, you already have the animation for something like, what is it? I need to look in the exotics tab real quick so I can remember this. Ruinous Effigy. I don't even need to look at it. Ruinous Effigy. You can spawn a little ball. Excuse me. But you can spawn a little ball, run around, punch some shit with it. Alright? You can do like this block, not really block, but you can do like this guarding attack, which anything in that bubble then takes like weakened damage. It's cool. Really, really, really freaking cool weapon. But why don't you give us the opportunity to take a weapon as cool as that and only have the punching format? Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool that you can shoot it and then go around fisticuffing everybody in the ass. But it's like, why don't you just give us a weapon that can just do that? Where you just run around and you just punch a motherfucker. Like, you just run up and afterwards you just absolutely sandbag. I don't even care if it's solar damage. Alright, I would prefer Arc or like Void or something like that. Like Arc or Strand. But give me something that's like just different. Just give me something that's different. Like, don't get me wrong, the Hive GL that I'm using now, that's different. That's unique. That's cool. It even does like a little moth effect if I ever actually hit a shot and kill somebody with it. Where like you can shoot off a moth. And that's cool. Like, I'm embodying the Hive with my moths and my sword. Like, it's real neat. But give me something that's just bonkers out there. Like, Aztecross made a real cool video literally just a few hours ago where he's basically begging for particle deconstruction to be a thing again too. And so am I. I really want particle deconstruction to be a thing with this new upcoming Vex Mythoclast buff for the sole purpose that, you know, Vex Mythoclast will not just have a reason, but actual staying power for the longevity of this upcoming season. Because this upcoming season is about to be long, and it's about to be fucking dreadful with how long it's going to be, how much time it's going to take. Because it's planned on being like a few months long of a season. Which, I'm going to be honest, I don't think a lot of you are ready for that. To have a season that's that long again. Fuck, these hiccups are killing me, man. But basically what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, the state of the game sucks. And the only way you're gonna counteract that is with really unique and fun weapon designs, which, with the recent layoffs, I'm sorry, I don't see Bungie being able to pull off. If these hiccups don't stop killing me, I can get to my next point. But no, I'll reiterate what I just said. With all these layoffs, I don't see Bungie being able to pull this out of their ass, where they're able to deliver something in Lightfall, or not Lightfall, but the final shape, where it's actually going to pay off. Like, I have to be able to look at my friend whenever the final shape comes out and be like, look, dude, this is a DLC you need to buy. Like, you cannot live your life without playing this DLC. Like, that is the type of reaction I need to have during final shape in order to really preach this to my friends. Because I've already stopped by this point. Like, there's no point in preaching something like Destiny to your friends anymore. because even the people who have been playing this game for years understand that it's not worth it anymore. It's just not. And you're wondering why there's little player retention. Is because by this point everyone's gotten fed up with your bullshit, Bungie. Like, just give us some real unique shit back to back to back if you really want to save your game, man. Like, it's gonna have to be real unique. It's gonna have to be cool as fuck. Like I said, give us some gauntlets where you just run around and punch some shit. Give us like a new exotic sword that's worth chasing. Give us like an exotic glaive that completely wipes the floor with like 100 ads all at the same time. With it just has like volt shot out the ass or something. Give us that power fantasy, Bungie. We're god killers. Fucking, we're god killers, Bungie. Fucking make us feel like it, man. And that's all I gotta say, bro. That's the state of the game. See ya.